Hello everyone, welcome to the channel SCM Box. In this video, we will explore the theoretical concept of a material requirement planning in SAP. This video may be especially helpful for the beginners who want to understand the basic concept of MRP. We will be releasing the separate video for MRP with the configuration and the process explanation. Let's get into this video. Before that, what are the topics covered in this video? So this video will cover that what is MRP and what are the benefits company can obtain from the MRP run, and how MRP do the net requirement calculation in SAP, and various steps involved in the MRP run. So MRP. So generally MRP is essential tool for any organizations, especially in the manufacturing sector, which enables efficient production by ensuring that available of the right material in the right quantity at the right time. So the benefits, when you talk about the benefits, so the MRP improves better production planning, precise inventory management, and improve the customer service, substantial cost saving, and optimal resource utilizations. So when we go on talks about each and every steps in the MRP run, how system achieve these benefits, that we will see it in next screens. So let's see what are the master data settings required for the MRP. There are various settings maintained in the different master data. Firstly, we will look into the material master. So in material master, we will be defining type of MRP. So what planning process need to be followed for this particular material will be defined in the material master. Then procurement method, which is nothing but your whether this metal is purchased outside or produced in-house. Those procurement method also will be defined. Some case stock transfer also will be involved. So accordingly, we will be choosing the procurement method. Then for all materials, lead time will be maintained in the material master. System use this lead time for scheduling your receipt elements. So that and all will be covered in the subsequent screens. Bill of material. System uses bill of material to identify the list of components required for the finished products or semi-finished products. When you run MRP run, system export the bill of material and it will identify the each and every components, and it will perform this planning process for all the components inside the bill of material. The corresponding lead time will be taken from the material master for the each components. Routing is the another master data where that overall production lead time will be maintained in terms of hours. System uses this routing to schedule the in-house produced materials when planner opt for the lead time scheduling. So as we know that we have two type of scheduling. Maybe we are in the plan of creating the one more video about the scheduling alone. So whenever planner chooses the lead time scheduling, system takes the information from the routing. Now let's see what are the steps involved in the planning process. When planner runs MRP run in either foreground or background, system will follow this set of process. The first step is perform net requirement calculations, where your requirement elements is compared with receipt elements, and system calculate the available quantity. So if the available quantity can be the excess or shortage. Next one is calculate the procurement quantity. So when available quantity is calculated, system try to calculate the procurement quantity based on the available quantity. So this procurement quantity is decided based on the lot sizing procedure in the material master. Third one, scheduling proposal. So once procurement quantity is calculated, system try to schedule the proposals by calculating the start date and end date. It can be the PR start date or planned order start date or end date. The scheduling proposal will be done by the system by referring the dates from the material master. Then it create the procurement proposal. This create procurement proposal refer the procurement type from the material master, which will decide that for the particular demand or requirement quantity, whether PR need to be generated or planned order need to be generated. Then system will export the bill of material for the particular finished product or semi-finished product and identify the dependent components. Again, for these dependent components, system will repeat these steps performed at requirement calculations, procurement quantity, scheduling proposal, and create proposals. Still, it reaches the final level of the bill of material, system will repeat these steps. In case of any exceptional rises like um, start date lies in the past or safety stock is unable to fulfill, so like that any quantity or date issues, system will raise the exception messages. So where planner will look into these exception messages and you will be try to rectify those errors. So let's get into this perform retrieval calculations. As you said, in retrieval calculation, system try to perform the below calculation in order to calculate the available quantity. So available quantity is nothing but your total receipts element minus total recommended elements. The total receipts element can be your PR, PO, open plant order, open production orders. Those will be considered the receipt elements. Stock elements can be on order stock, safety stock, stock in transfer, blocked stock, restricted stock, in transit stock. These are the stock element considered for the total receipt elements. For total requirement stocks, again safety stock also will be considered. Apart from that, sales order, plant and requirements, dependent requirements, stock transfer requirements. Sometimes production order also create the requirements. So if we look here, the safety stock is you can see it in the both stock and requirement places. The reason behind this is so when safety stock is fall below the safety stock will be considered as a requirement elements. When stocks is more than the safety stock, then it will be considered as the stock elements. So by calculating the available quantity, system decides that whether that material requirement, particular requirement of that particular material, whether it need to be produced or we can ignore it. Because available quantity is excess, then system will not plan that material. Available quantity is negative, then system try to plan that material. Second one, calculate the net requirement calculations. So in calculate procurement quantity calculation, system try to calculate the quantity by means of lot sizing procedures in MRP one view. Let's say for the particular material you have shortage of 200 numbers. System try to procure the materials based on the lot sizing procedure. If lot sizing procedure is EX, then system will create the PR for 200 numbers. If it is FX of 500 numbers, system will create the 500 numbers of PR. So this step is depends upon the lot sizing procedures. So when procurement quantity is getting calculated, system also consider the scrap quantity. So in case if you are maintaining 10% of scrap for 200 numbers, system will try to procure it as a 220 numbers of PR. So scrap, rounding value, lot sizing procedure, all this information will be considered by the system when calculating the procurement quantity. Scheduling proposal. System will try to schedule the plant order and PR from the information of material master. It plan both in-house and external. In case of in-house, system will go for the two type of scheduling, lot size independent or lot size independent. Sorry, lot size independent, lot size dependent. So based on the data available, system will plan that material in-house. So let me see where this lot size independent and lot size dependent data are maintained in the material master. So we go to the auxiliary view, we have lot size dependent details, which includes setup time, interoperation time, and processing time, along with base quantity. Here, setup time and interoperation times are quantity independent. So this will be simply added to the processing time of the base quantity multiplied by the production order quantity or plant order quantity. So when system calculates the number of days for lot size dependent, it will consider the processing time with reference to plant order quantity and add the setup time and interoperation times. For lot size independent scheduling, system will directly take the in-house % time regardless of the quantity. System schedule this in-house receipt like this actually. From the requirement date, it will subtract the goods processing time in the material master to calculate the order finish date. From there, it will subtract the in-house production time to determine the order start date. So from here, it will subtract the opening period. Opening period is maintained in the settling margin key of the material master. By subtracting opening period, system will calculate the order opening date, which will be the receipt creation date by the MRP. So this is in the case of in-house productions. For external procurement, system will subtract the requirement from the semi-finished or finished product. From that, it will subtract the release date. Release date is nothing but your GR processing time, planned delivery time, and purchase processing time. Here, GR processing time and planned delivery times are maintained in the Metal Master MRP2 view, but purchase processing time will be maintained in the customization at the plant level. So generally, this is nothing but how long the purchase department required to process the PR. Okay, it will be maintained at the plant level. From this information, system calculates the PR release date. Again, here also system will consider the opening period from the selling margin key to determine the PR opening date. Next step, create procurement proposals. Create procurement proposal is based on the procurement type in the Metal Master. For in-house, it will always generate the plant order. For external, it will either generate plant order or purchase execution. It depends upon the MRP control parameter, creation indicator. So when planner choose plant order for external procurement material, system will create the plant order, and later he can decide that whether it can be done internally or it can go for the external. Then he will convert the plant order to purchase execution. Then system export the bill of material to identify the individual component of the semi-finished or finished product. Again, it will repeat the steps of perform net treatment calculations, procurement quantity, scheduling proposal. Then till it reaches the final level of the bill of material, this step will be repeated. So in case of any exceptional, any shortfall of the stock or any dates rise in the port, system will raise the exceptional messages. So this is the final step where planner will review these exceptional messages and try to rerun the MRP run if it is required. So I hope this video will be helpful for you. So if you want to understand further or if you have any queries, please comment on this video. So we will be meeting with the next video with detailed configuration and process step of the MRP run. Thank you. Bye.